What is up, guys? Samurai Jack here for another MTG opening. This time we got Core 21. And of course, to start things off, the Buy a Box promo. Hold on, let's just get some better light in here. Buy a Box promo of Ran and Siri Inseparable. Anyways, let's get on to the package opening. If anything, it's probably going to be like Ikoria, where the rare is going to be first. Got our Demon Token, Forest, and Jorel, Wanvani Recluse. 1 in green for a 1/2 human druid that whenever you draw a card, your second card each turn, create a 2/2 cat token. But basically, that episode of Game Nights was pretty fantastic with how Jimmy was able to win with the Wombo combo. But yeah, confirmed that the packs do the rare first. At least the booster box. Saproing, Bloodfell, and Runed Halo. 2 white for the enchantment to where when it enters, choose a card name. You have protection from the chosen card name. So, in terms of cards I'm hoping to get, mostly the reprints. Namely Ugin and the Green Legendary. Temple of Malady. Alright, when it enters, scry 1 for Golgari colors. Though honestly, I really gotta learn how any MTG opening is done well compared to my quality. Beast Token, Spark Hunter Masticore. 3 mana for a 3/4 Masticore artifact creature. Discard a card in addition to casting the spell. Has protection from Planeswalkers. Can pay 1 to have it deal 1 damage to Planeswalker, or pay 3 to give it indestructible. Griffin Token for that Airy. Tome Anima. Mazemind Tome. 2 and put a cage counter on the tome. Then scry 1. Oh, tap to put a page counter on the tome to scry 1. 2 to put it and then draw a card. When there are 4 or more on it, exile it. Gain 4 life. Oh, the cat token for the legendary. Swamp. 9 lives. 1 and 2 white for the enchantment that has hexproof, and if the source would deal damage to you, prevent that damage and put an incarnation counter on 9. When there are 9 on it, it's exiled, but you lose the game. Tormund's Crypt. That's a modern staple. Nyambi, Esteemed Speaker. White and the blue for a 2/1 human cleric, which happens to be Teferi's daughter. Has flash, and when it enters, you may return another target creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, gain life equal to the mana cost. Then discard a legendary to draw 2. Foil Rousing Read. Necromentia. 1, 2 black. Choose a card name other than a basic land card's name. Search opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with that name and exile them. That player shuffles their library, then creates a 2/2 zombie token for each card exiled from their hand this way. Griffin. Right, uncommon cycle of legendary enchantments. Interesting, a foil double vision. 3 and 2 red. Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell, choose new targets for the copy. And a Feline Sovereign. 2 and a green. For a 2/3 that gives your other cats 1/1 and protection from dogs. Whenever one or more cats you control deals combat damage to a player, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment that player controls. Ooh, here we go. Veto, Thorn of the Dusk Rose. 2 and a black for the 1/3 legendary human vampire cleric. Why did I say human? I guess there's too many human clerics. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life, then 3 and 2 black to give all your creatures lifelink until end of turn. So, you know, starting to get some value. Night token, cool island. Oh, Liliana, Waker of the Dead. 2 generic and 2 black for Liliana. Add 4 loyalty, +1. Each player discards a card. Each opponent who can't loses 3. -3 to give a creature -X, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard. And then -7, an emblem with at the beginning of your combat on your turn. Put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It gains haste. Our first mythic, and it's Liliana. Construct, Forest, Transmorgify. 3 in a red. Exile target creature. That creature's controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. That player puts that card in the battlefield, shuffles the rest into their library. A pretty good combo for like a token deck and bringing in Emrakul or any of the old, or any big ass creature. But obviously that one, Transmorgify, relies on luck. Or you can just have a Sensei Divining top. Let's see, the pirate token for the whale. Oh! We got Ugin! 8 mana for the legendary Planeswalker Ugin. 7 loyalty plus 2. 3 to any opponent. -X to exile each permanent with converted mana cost extra less. Oh man, just wow. I remember actually having leftover birthday money to get the Fate Forged version from a friend for my Narset. But this is hot. That's hot. Ah, that's hot. Foil eliminate. Oh wait, the whale I was speaking of earlier. The pursued whale. For 5 and 2 blue, you get an 8/8 whale that gives each opponent a 1/1 pirate that can't block and makes your other creatures attack each turn to Fable. And spells that your opponents cast that target the whale cost 3 more to cast. Foil Sanctum of Calm Waters. And Garruk's Harbinger. 1 and 2 green for a 4/3 beast with hexproof from black. When it deals combat damage to a player or a planeswalker, look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may reveal a creature card or Garruk planeswalker card from among them and put into hand. The rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. Sanctum of Tranquil Light. And debatable whether or not to put this Leafkin Avenger in my dinosaurs, because I can add a green. But then again, I got Ilamok, Rites of Ilamok, that turns into budget Gaia's Cradle. Huh, a Goblin Wizard with Prowess. That's an interesting one. Sublime Epiphany. 4 and 2 blue for an instant that lets you either counter a target spell, counter a target activated or triggered ability, return a non-land permanent to its owner's hand, create a token that's a copy of target creature you don't control, or just draw a card. So many modes. Might put it in Narset. Oh, dang! Interesting. The Showcase Garruk's Uprising. 2 and a green for an enchantment that if you control a creature with 4 or greater, you draw a card, your creatures gain trample, and you draw cards for any time you have a creature with power 4 enter. Sanctum of All. At the beginning of upkeep, search your library or graveyard for a shrine, put it in the battlefield. And if a shrine would you control triggers an additional time. Warden. And the money train is still rolling. Baneslayer Angel. 3 and 2 white for the 5/5 Angel with flying, first strike, lifelink, and protection from demons and dragons. Also a foil Warden of the Woods. Liliana, Standard Bearer. 2 and a black with flat for 3/1 Zombie Knight with flash. When it enters the battlefield, draw X cards, where X is the number of creature cards that died under your control this turn. Woohoo! Again, Money Train is going. Fabled Passage. Tap it to sacrifice it to search your library for a basic. Put it on the battlefield tap, then shuffle your library. If you control 4 more lands, untap that land. Amonkhet with themed plains. Temple of Silence. White-black Scryland. Stormwing Entity. Been seeing the decks brewing with this guy. 3 and 2 blue for a 3/3 elemental with flying that costs 2 and a blue less to cast if you have cast any instant or sorcery this turn. Has prowess, and when it enters, scry 2. Temple of Triumph. Red-white Scryland. Oh, here's the Goblin Wizard card. Create 2 1/1 red Goblin Wizard tokens with prowess. Kavrik, the Spiteful. 2 and 2 black for a 3/2 legendary human warlock that gives your other creatures -1/-1. Has interesting lore. Check out Magic Arcanum's video on it. Foil Furious Rise. Ghostly Pilferer. 1 and a blue for a Spirit Rogue that when it becomes untapped you may pay 2 and you can draw a card. Whenever an opponent casts a spell from anywhere other than their hand, draw a card. Discard a card. The Pilferer can't be blocked. Korean Dryad. I remember when this was a rare in like either M10 or M12? Maybe M10. Foil. Ooh! Elder Gargaroth. 3 and 2 green for the 6/6 Vigilance Range Trample Beast that when it attacks or blocks, either make a 3/3 green beast, gain 3 life, or draw a card. Treasure token. Ah! An Alter Frame, Chandra's Incinerator. 5 in a red that costs X for 6/6 elemental that costs 6X less to cast, with X being the amount of non-combat damage dealt to your opponents this turn. So good with Perforos, Commander. Trample, whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, Chandra deals that much to target creature or planeswalker they control. Haven't gotten any of the Planeswalker emblems, kind of realized. A Primal Might. X in a green to give creature +X/+X, and then fight. Pretty good with dinosaurs, especially since it's Ghalta in the... well, a spirited projection of Ghalta in the art. Because you can just spend a green Malefic Scythe. Remember when this guy was rare? Now he's uncommon. Ooh! Solemn Simulacrum. 4 mana for the Commander staple 2/2 Golem that, when it enters, search your library for a basic land, put it on the battlefield tap, then shuffle, and when it dies, draw a card. That's just gravity at its finest. But yeah, interesting that the Solemn does have its new Edgelord art instead of like other previous ones. Baron Tolarian Archmage. 1 and 2 blue for a 2/2 legendary human wizard. That when it enters, return up to 1 target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent was put into your hand from the battlefield, draw a card. It looks like we are down to the last 6. What else lies in wait? Below me. Oh, snap! Foil! The Foil Collector Alter Art Solemn Simulacrum. And Conspicuous Snoop. 2 red for a 2/2 Goblin Rogue where you have to play with the top card of your library revealed. You may cast Goblin spells from the top of your library, as long as the top card of your library is a Goblin. Snoop has all activated abilities of that card. And here I thought I only had to buy a $200 collector box for the slight chance. I guess they learned from Ikoria. Kinda, because I'm pretty sure no one has pulled a Godzilla card from a regular pack. Radha, Heart of Keld. 1 and red-green for a 3/3 legendary elf warrior that has first strike during your turn. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. A play cards. Oh dang! And another Solemn Simulacrum. I am just being flooded with simulacrums. Package error or a blessing in disguise? Post in the comments. Goblin Wizard. Foil Shacklegeist. 1 in a blue for a 2/2 spirit with flying. Can only be blocked by creatures with flying. To then tap 2 untapped spirits you control to tap target creature you don't control. And a Glorious Anthem. 1 and 2 white to give an enchantment that gives your creatures +1/+1. Personally, I'd rather go with Spear of Heliod. Because there's the added benefit of if they deal damage to you, you can just smite them with the power of Theros with Heliod. Or whatever power he will. Or whatever power is left now that he's in the underworld. Peer into the Abyss. Anyways, 4 and 3 black for a sorcery that makes the player draw cards equal to half the number of cards in their library and loses half their life. Round up each time. You're definitely going into Nekasar build decks for all time. Along with Damnable Pact. From Dragons of Tarkir. Last 2, here we go. Saproing, Bloodfell, Volcanic Slavo. This spell costs X less to cast, with X being the total power of creatures you control. Very good in like rampy big creatures like dinosaurs or dragons. It deals 6 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. Last one. Have we extinguished all the value from Ugin, Gargaroth, and Liliana? Or will it surprise me? Alright, our last card is Subira, Talzidi Caravaner. 2 in a red for a 2/3 legendary human shaman with haste. 1 to make a creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked, and 1 in a red to discard your hand, and until end of turn, whenever a creature you control with power 2 or less deals combat damage, draw a card. And with that, that is the end of the video. I will try to fix up the schedule so I can get back to Jurassic World Evolution and keeping an eye out for the new Samurai Jack game. Until then, later.